Good morning, girls and boys. It's Mrs. Stroud here again with your phonics and grammar for Thursday, April 16th, 2020. It's beautiful outside today, but it's very chilly, so make sure you have those coats on if you go outside to play today. All right, so today we're going to talk about less common plurals. This is in our reader's notebook on page 108. And less common plurals are plurals that change. So when we have an F at the end of a word, we change it to a V and add our plural. So instead of knife, we have knives. Instead of leaves, instead of leaf, sorry, we have leaves. Instead of hoof, we have hooves. Instead of life, we have lives. And instead of loaf, we have loaves. So let's start. The blacksmith put shoes on the horses. Okay, we all know what a blacksmith is because we were all up at Meadowcroft last year and saw one. So they work with metal. Let's see. What would go on the bottom of a horse's foot because it's a shoe? It's on his foot. Is it knives, leaves, hooves, li lives, or loaves? So the blacksmith put shoes on the horse's hooves. Yes. Okay, next one says, run for your blank. The volcano is erupting. So would that be knives, leaves, hooves, lives, or loaves? Next, number 3. Do you have any blank of wheat bread? Let's think about how bread comes. Is it knives, leaves, hooves, lives, or loaves? Number 4. In autumn, the blank fall from the trees. Now, we all know what's on trees. Which one is this? Knives, leaves, hooves, lives, or loaves? And finally, set the table with forks, blanks, and spoons. Is it knives, leaves, hooves, lives, or loaves? All right, that's the end of that page. That's our phonics page for today. Let's go on over to page 111. This is our grammar for today. So it says that we're going to review the adjectives that compare nouns and adverbs that compare nouns. Now remember, an adverb describes a verb and it normally ends with ly. An adjective describes a noun and it usually ends when we compare, we use tall, and then taller for two, and tallest for more than two. So remember that, okay? Adverbs will say something like quick, or I'm sorry, quickly, more quickly, and most quickly. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, a butterfly's wings move blank than a locust's wings. We're comparing a butterfly and a locust, two things. So we have quietly. So will quietly become more quietly or most quietly? You got it, guys. It's more quietly because we're only comparing two. So a butterfly's wings move more quietly than a locust's wings. The next one's locusts are the blank of all insects. Now this ends in a Y. So will it be hungry, hungrier, or hungriest? Because we're using all insects. Do you think there's more than two? I think there is. So locusts are the hungriest of all insects. I'm going to let you do these next two on your own. The waves splashed blank than they had earlier in the day. So we're comparing how they're splashing now and how they splashed earlier. How many things are we comparing. So will that be high, higher, or highest? And finally, number 4, the waters near the Arctic are blank than the waters near Mexico. So now we're talking about the Arctic and we're talking about Mexico. How many things there? 2. So will it be cold, colder, or coldest? Okay, and finally we have write 2 sentences. Include an adjective that compares in one sentence and an adverb that compares in the other sentence. Now remember, most of our adverbs end in ly. So we can use something like quickly, quietly, okay? And an adjective describes a noun. So we can say blue, we can say tall, we can say hungry, just like we did up here. Okay, so let's come up with 2 good sentences. Remember to use COPS, capitalization, organization, punctuation, spelling, and spacing. And when you write those capitals, my friend, you make sure they're the biggest letter at the beginning of that sentence. Okay? And what's another time we use a capital? When we say the word I, talking about ourselves, or when we name something. Okay, guys, that's our grammar for today. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And as always, I miss you guys.